Good afternoon, folks. My name is Rory Taylor. I'm the Soccer Development Officer at Queen's University, and today I'm going to talk through our School Leaver Scholarship Programme. So at any stage, if you need to just pause on the slide and have a read through, just do so at your own leisure. Okay, so the School Leaver Scholarship Programme is targeting students who are coming in the first year at Queen's next year for both the men's and ladies team. Most of you will be aware that our men's team are currently competing in the NIFL Championship division. We also have a men's seconds team in the amateur league, and our ladies team are competing at intervarsity level. So really the scholarship in place is designed to help you academically with your studies, but also to develop you athletically as best we can. If you have a look at the photo on the left hand side there, the two students there are probably the last two students within the last 5 years that have come straight into the starting 11 for the men's first team. So we found there's probably a bit of a gap there in terms of first years come to the university who need a bit more development, and that's why we've decided to enter the under-20 league next summer for the men's. We appreciate that everybody's at different phases of development, and we hope that in first and second year you can avail of the scholarship programme in terms of developing your skills on the field, but also tuning into the strength and conditioning programme that we have with world-class coach Mike McGurn, and we'll talk about that a wee bit later on. But the idea here is really to create a clear pathway to senior football, so that if you're not quite ready when you come to us in first year to challenge for a place in the first team, that further down the line in year 2 or 3 that you'll be able to step up and really give it a go. The ladies team is a bit of a mix of local and international students, so with it being a summer league generally for women's football at the minute, we're hoping that by 2022 that we'll be competing in the summer league. But in the meantime, there are scholarships available for those competing at intervarsity level, and that runs from September to May during the academic calendar each year. Particular slide, guys, look, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Most of you will have researched courses at various universities. What I would say, if you have any queries at all relating to this, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me and I can contact the school directly for you. But it's really the next couple of slides which I want to focus on some of the courses you may not be aware of. Other degrees at Queen's then, guys, probably the main one is that most people associate Queen's with having no sporting affiliation in terms of course choices. We are affiliated to Stranmillis College, and you see the first bullet point there, there's a course health, physical activity and sport. So you would be eligible for our scholarship programme if you were studying that course at Stranmillis, and we'll go into more detail on the course content of that within the next slide. Down below you can see other degree routes as well, such as mechanical engineering, biological sciences, and their foundation degrees through Belfast Metropolitan College. So if you didn't quite have the grades for those degrees at the end of your last year of school, you may be able to complete a foundation year at Belfast Met with a view then to going into your next year at Queen's University. And again, while you're studying at Belfast Met for particular courses, you would also be eligible for our scholarship programme. So again, any queries directly on that, guys, give me a shout. So the course at Stranmillis College, guys, you can see straight away the entry requirements below would be in any subjects a grade B, C, C, and we have there the foundation degree listed below that, so that actually refers back to the angle at Belfast Met. So again, if you didn't quite hit BCC, you may get into a foundation degree at Belfast Met for health, physical activity and sport with grade CC, and then again you would progress onto the course at Stranmillis beyond that. So if you go directly to their website, guys, you can go into more detail, but below you can see some of the course content which you would come to expect with that degree. So sports sociology, sports science, psychology. And we can put you in touch directly with the campus if you want to find out more information on that particular course. Okay, so what you really want to hear about is football at Queen's. That photo was taken in 2018 after we won the Intermediate Cup final, and that was really the beginning of our recent success. So those of you who follow football, particularly for the men's team, will have seen beyond that We then won the Intermediate League in 2019 following the Cup success, and we're now in the Championship division for the first time in our history. That has followed on with more recent successes such as the Irish Cup win over Linfield, and the club really is going from strength to strength at the moment. It's a great team to be a part of, and we see this under 20 development team coming into the club now as a real push for the first team. If you are good enough as a first year coming to the club, you will get your opportunity, and that's something Queen's really prides itself on, is giving young players a chance. So if you're good enough, you'll come in at first year and play for the first team. But our hope is that the under 20 team that we're going to be entering next year will provide a real push for the first team and develop, more importantly, you as a player coming to the club. So the next slide just signifies a real turning point for the club. In addition to Saturday football, we also compete in midweek university competitions. So the primary league competition in semester 1 would be the College University Football League, and it's quite a high level and very competitive. You'll play against the likes of Ulster University, UCD, University College Cork, and it's a brilliant experience for all students who come to the university. In semester 2 then we really have a number of cup competitions. As a first year, you'll play in the Harding Cup. It's usually hosted by another university. You travel away for the week, play highly competitive games, and it's a brilliant student experience to be a part of. The Collingwood Cup then, which you may have heard of, is the Senior Cup competition, and it's across all age groups for students at the university. We last won it in 1995. And we came quite close in 2018 against UCD. The next clip will give you an idea of the coverage it received. It was streamed live on the FAI Facebook page and was given national media coverage.
Does he fancy curling it? He did too, over the wall! What a finish by Ronan Young! A terrific free kick to Paul Queen's level.
Yeah, fantastic goal. We did say he's a lovely left foot. He's put in some great deliveries.
So the scholarship programme at Queen's has a number of different levels on it. The highest level of scholarship is the Elite Athlete programme, and you can see from this slide here that caters for all sports, but really targets the international high achievers to get into the highest level of the Elite Athlete programme, and we will detail the criteria for that as the presentation continues. However, what we're really focusing on is the levels within the Soccer Academy, and a lot of people tend to get bogged down on the financial benefits when they hear the word scholarship, but the next couple of slides we really want to focus on what we feel will make you a better athlete and the real benefits of what the scholarship is all about. So we're very fortunate at Queen's to have some top coaches that will look after you on the pitch, but additionally we're also very lucky to have Mike McGurn, who is our strength and conditioning coach. Mike has worked with the likes of Man United, Everton, Hull City, developing their players, and the sessions you'll get with him twice a week are the best that you can get within the country, and they'll really develop you physically to, as we say, follow that pathway into senior football, but also to prevent injury as well and become the best player you can be on the pitch. And here's an example of some of the levels you may be able to reach. Again, our performance programme is very fortunate to have such a high-end medical support service with 352 Healthcare, and any queries you may have around niggles or injury, we'll do a full assessment on you when you come to the club, and there'll be weekly clinics should you require them. But if you attend the strength and conditioning in the previous slide, then hopefully you'll not need this service too often. slides, we've probably touched on the main components of what a student athlete will be looking at in terms of what the football club's all about, in terms of competition, your physio support, your strength and conditioning. On the slide below, you can pause this in your own leisure and have a look through some of the other main benefits to the scholarship program. So there'll be different levels of financial scholarships, which again we'll highlight in the next slides, and the criteria to that. You'll also get full membership to the PEC, all of your academy clothing, and one that's really missed is the academic flexibility. So that's while you're a student studying at Queen's. If you're having trouble with an assignment or you've got too much on in terms of your athletic commitments, we can sometimes help to get an extension to deadlines where we can. And again, if there's any queries on that, guys, just come through to me directly. So this table, guys, really summarizes the different levels of scholarship awards that are achievable at Queen's. The first one we mentioned during the presentation was the Elite Athlete Programme, and you can see from the criteria there, that's really targeting international level, and that applies to all sports at Queen's University. We have a student on Tier 2 of the Elite Athlete Programme this year, so it is achievable to get into that bracket. But really, as first years coming into the club, you'll really be focusing on academy levels 1, 2 and 3 with a view to progress, and you can progress during the season or year to year. So again, guys, if you want to pause that slide and you can have a look specifically at the criteria for those. This is really what your athletic timetable will look like, guys. So every Tuesday you would have strength and conditioning before going onto the pitch, and that would be replicated on a Thursday as well. You'll see on a Wednesday there we have noted in that you would have the Colleges University Football League, as we had discussed. However, that's not every week, and when we do have fixtures and we have them in advance, we'll tailor your sessions to avoid injury and burnout. So Tuesday we may have the gym on a Monday instead, or have a lighter training session on the Tuesday or Thursday, depending on the fixture schedule there as well. So guys, after going through the presentation, I would advise you to go and research not just the information that I've given you, but all scholarship opportunities within the third level context, because it's not what's best for Queen's, it's what's best for you as an individual. And feel free to contact me if you have any queries on the information we've given you today. But more importantly, gather that information and discuss all of your options with your parents, your school teachers and the coaches at your club, and decide what's best for you. If you're interested, we're going to have a live application following this presentation with a view to offering conditional offers to students coming to Queen's. And should you be successful in studying at Queen's, we'll be looking towards a pre-season in the summertime. The next slide really just encompasses everything that the Academy is about, and thanks for your time today.
Queen's Football Club really is a unique club. I think if you're a student and you're good enough for Irish League level, that this is the perfect club for you. Not only will you develop in terms of your technical ability with the coaches that we have at the club, but also in terms of your physical prowess, but also it'll develop you as a person. It'll help you with your studies, but it'll also help you bond friendships and relationships that'll last for the rest of your life. The people make the club, and the people at this club are just superb.
Before I came to Queen's, I was considering giving up football just because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I was trying to break into a first team setup in an Irish League club, and it was small, it was weak. As soon as I came to Queen's, that all was recaptured. Training is enjoyable to come to, which is a big part of being a footballer. You've got to keep motivated throughout the week. The Irish Cup run was magical, both here at the Dub playing fields, which made it even better. We always knew we had the talent in the squad to beat a team like Winfield. It was just having the boys believe in themselves that they could do it.
We've had many young players come to Queen's over the last 7 years while I've been in charge, and most of them, if they're good enough, are still here, even though they've had offers from other clubs, because most players who come here are, first of all, they're shocked by the standard of the players. They're really impressed by the facilities, which are the best. They're also impressed by the level of professionalism that the coaching staff bring to it. And most importantly, they just enjoy being around young men of a kindred spirit. They're studying, they're also enjoying their lives outside, but when they come to Queen's football, they work hard and they develop. And the friendships and the relationships that you make at Queen's Football Club will last for the rest of your life.